Have you ever ranked your favorite nations in Hearts of Iron 4? Well, neither have I, until today, where I'm going to be ranking the top 20 nations in Hearts of Iron 4 from my opinion. So if you don't agree with anything I say, just go yell in the comments or something. Now, what I've done to rank these Hoi4 nations is take, in my opinion, the sort of like top 20 nations that I could think of that were fun. A few examples being USSR, Turkey, Japan, Afghanistan, Finland, France, nations like that, which I'll be explaining and furthering my explanation on in a minute. I took all 20 of those and then ranked them according to 3 criteria. That being location, like what good of a position are they to attack other nations? For example, Germany ranked a 5 out of 5 on this one, and then Poland ranked a 2 out of 5 on that one. The next one, strength. Now, I know that strength alone is not a deciding factor in how fun it is, but I mean, I don't really want to be playing as Tanituva. I'd rather play as a stronger nation like Italy or Germany. The next one is the focus tree. So again, from 1 to 5, I ranked their focus trees. This may be a bit controversial, but I ranked them just in what kind of storyline they have, what kind of experience I can create while playing with the nation. The 20 nations I've selected just to be like the finalists in the best Hoi4 nation, in my opinion, are Mexico, Canada, the USA, Brazil, Germany, Czechoslovakia, Italy, Hungary, Poland, the UK, Ethiopia, AUSA, China, Communist China, the USSR, Turkey, Japan, Afghanistan, Finland, and France. Starting off with Mexico, I gave them on a scale of, again, 1 to 5. From location, I gave them a 2. Strength, I also gave them a 2. And focus tree, I gave them a 3. I played as Mexico one time with my friend on multiplayer. I ended up going fascist and then invading the United States, which almost worked. I had to go back and do a whole bunch of different saves. Sometimes I would come so close to winning, man. But the US was also like concurrently at war with Japan at the same time. It was pretty fun to play though. My friend was playing as Argentina at the time, so we were kind of building a little South American coalition. But overall, yeah, a 7 out of possible 15 points. Next up is Canada, which I also gave a 7, except I gave them a 2 in location, a 3 in strength because I found them to be a bit more stronger than Mexico, and then a 2 in focus tree. Then I have the United States of America, which got a total score of 11, which is the highest score so far, which has a 3 for location, a 5 in strength, 5 out of 5, and then a 3 in terms of the focus tree. I find their focus tree to be a bit dry. Like half the focuses are just doing war plans for nations who will never fight. So yeah, obviously 3 location. I considered giving them a 2, mostly because it's hard for you to really get involved anywhere, but I gave them a 3 because they have the opportunity to join so many factions and go to war with a bunch of other nations. Moving on to Brazil, which actually ended up getting a higher score. The USA got 11, Brazil I gave 12, mostly because of their focus tree, which I gave to be a 5 out of 5. The location, I gave them a 3, and then they have a strength of 4, because if you play Brazil right, they can be really good. Next up, we have Germany. Wow, there's a lot of, we're already hitting the big ones already. Germany, which I gave a total score of 13 on how fun it is to play. This is personally what I thought was going to win, which I gave 5 for location, 5 for strength, and a 3 on the focus tree. Because again, I feel like the focus tree is kind of dry. Though what I do like, I do like doing Imperial Germany. But again, even if you do Imperial Germany, you still have to choose between democracy or the Kaiserreich. And that again just makes your focus tree really small, and you end up running out of content by 1942. This with Czechoslovakia, which ended up giving a score of 10, which is actually better than I thought. It's almost the same as United States of America's, so I give them a 4 in terms of location. It's almost perfect, but the only issue is it's kind of just Germany's there, and I can hold off Germany. It's not super hard with all the forts you have and are able to build up, but it's just kind of like it's a little thorn in my side, because it's not like Czechoslovakia can single-handedly take out Germany, because if you're at war with Germany, you're going to be stuck there until the Allies bail you out or what have you. And then a 3 in strength, and then a 3 in the focus tree. I do kind of like Czechoslovakia's focus tree. Don't get me wrong, I don't like it mostly for the quality, but I do like it if it would be a new template to be a sort of like new default focus tree. Okay, then we have Italy, which I ended up giving the same score as Germany and how fun it is to play. I gave Italy a 4 in terms of location, a 4 in strength, and then a 5 in focus tree because I just love the Italian focus tree. It's so awesome to just be able to restore Rome like that. Then we have Hungary, which got a 12. Hungary got a 5 for location, mostly because the only reason I put Hungary on this list is because they can restore the Austro-Hungarian Empire, which ended up earning their focus tree of 4 out of 5. Though their strength is 3, because until you become Austria-Hungary, if you restore Austria-Hungary at all, you're not a very powerful nation. Then we have Poland, which has a 2 for location. I'm pretty sure it's the worst on this. Actually, no, it gets worse. The locations get worse as we go. And then the strength is 4, because again, it has potential, but unless it is played by a human, or it goes monarchist and restores the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth, it's not going to be a major player. So I give it a 4 out of 5 on strength. And then focus tree, 5 out of 5. I do love the Polish focus tree, which garners it an 11, ties Poland with the USA. Then we have Ethiopia. It's surrounded by Italy and other African colonies. That's it. It's in the middle of Africa. If you want to get anywhere, you have to join up with a faction and then send your troops far away. It's just in a bad location. It's like South Africa. Like nothing's going on in this part of the world. I give it a 2 in terms of strength because it has potential. You can core all of Africa, but that's about it. And it's also kind of hard to do. It takes like, 5-6 years if you want to do that. And then I give it a 4 in terms of focus tree because it's a pretty good focus tree. I do like the Ethiopian focus tree. It's very diverse. Doesn't really need to be updated in my opinion. Next we have Alsa, which I'm pretty sure, the Sultanate of Alsa. This is the nation we all forgot was in the game, which I ended up giving a 6, which is the lowest score on this list. Give it a 1 in terms of location, a 1 in terms of strength, and then a 4 in focus tree because the Alsan focus tree is pretty good. Next we have China, the Nationalist Chinese. The Communist Chinese will be next. The Nationalist Chinese, I gave it a total score of 11, a 3 for location. I would give it a higher score, but it has just a super long coastline that's prone to naval invasions. It's kind of just surrounded by all the great powers, which could play to your advantage or not, because you can end up going to war with other nations very easily. And then the focus tree, I give a 4 out of 5 because the Chinese focus tree is pretty good. Next we have the Communist Chinese, which is a small warlord state. It starts as a small warlord state at the beginning of the game, which gets a 9 out of 15. So slightly lower than China's. A 2 in terms of location, mostly because it's just literally in the mountains of northern China. That's it. And then a 3 in terms of strength because it can be strong. It's just I don't see it do very well most of the games I play. And then a 4 in terms of focus tree because, again, pretty good focus tree. And then we have the USSR, the Soviet Union. So I gave them a 5 in terms of location because they can intervene in conflicts everywhere. They have bits of territory that are close to the Middle East, Far East where Japan is, Finland up in the north, Eastern Europe. They are just in a great location. Not to mention the winter weather and just like all of Russia, that all of Russia's geography is just memed for being just too good to kill foreign invaders. Then we have 4 in terms of strength, mostly because it doesn't really live up to all of the nations like Germany and USA in terms of how strong it is. It is pretty weak in the early game, to be honest, but it can get pretty strong in the late game when you have all the bonuses from doing like the Stalin focuses. But by then, the strength of the USSR by then will pretty much just be dwarfed by what the USA has managed to achieve in 8 years, 10 years of like heavy industrial development. Overall, the strength is not perfect, but pretty good. And then lastly, the focus tree, in my opinion, is one of the better focus trees in the game. It's nice in that it's just huge. It's kind of like the Turkish focus tree. It's massive. And you can end up just still doing cool focuses, like focuses of content by 1945. You're always just doing stuff, which gives them a total score of 14. Next, we have Turkey. So I gave them a 4 in terms of location and a 4 in terms of strength. This is again kind of like the Poland-Hungary case. I gave them a 4 not because of what they are, but because of what they can be. They can restore the Ottoman Empire. Their focus tree is good enough so that they can become a major player. Their focus tree, I give a 5. Then we have, did I miss the United Kingdom? Yeah, I think I actually missed the UK. The UK actually got a 13 out of 13, which is one of the better scores on this list. I give it a 5 in terms of location. I don't feel like that really needs to be explained. A 4 in terms of strength, because it's not quite up to snuff with the major powers, like United States, Germany, etc. And then a focus tree is 4, because it's pretty good. It's just not perfect, because you kind of run out of content later in the game. All right, next we have Japan, which ends up getting a 12 out of 15. A 4s on every single category, a 4 in terms of location, 4 in strength, 4 in focus tree. Now, I do feel like the Japanese focus tree is, again, you kind of run out of content by 1942, sort of like the Germans. But that's what gets it a 4 and, not a 5. Because other than that, it's a pretty good focus tree. I especially do like that you can choose to avoid the Philippines instead of attacking them. It's pretty diverse, and that you don't always have to follow the historical path, even in what you want to keep as a semi-historical game. Next, we have Afghanistan, which got 8 points out of 15. I'm actually kind of questioning why I put Afghanistan on this list, but it is fine, because you can restore the Persian Empire. You can, again, meddle in other conflicts. You technically have a border with the Chinese warlords if you want to help them out. You have a border with the British Raj. You can get into some action in the Middle East. There's a lot of stuff you can do as Afghanistan. It's just you have to be a really good player to actually get it done. So they have 3 in terms of location, 2 in terms of strength, and 3 focus tree, which is interesting because this is the only nation that does not have its own custom focus tree that's on this list. So if you want to know what I think of the standard focus tree, it's a 3 out of 5. Next, 2 more to go. We have Finland, second to last on the list, which garnered a score of 12, the same as Japan's, which is also the same as Hungary's. So it's a pretty good nation to play as, in my opinion. I just uploaded a video on them a couple of weeks ago, depending on when this video is released. I gave them a 5 in terms of location. I'm pretty sure that's the only nation I give a 5 to, except for the USSR and the British Empire, because they're just in a great location, not because of where they are, but because of what type of terrain they have. Finland has some excellent geography, lots of lakes, very defensible terrain. I give them a 3 in terms of strength because they're not super strong. I mean, they can be, but if you want to become powerful as Finland, you'll have to go through your focus tree, wait for pretty far in the game to progress, and you will be helped out by other powers, like the Axis, or if you want to be helped by the Allies, stuff like that. Last of all, we have France, which is probably one of the most generic nations on this list, getting an 11 out of 15. France is a 4 in terms of location. It's pretty good, mostly because it has a global spanning empire that helps it out a little, because it can, again, intervene in different conflicts. We have a 4 in terms of strength. It's a pretty strong nation. It has a lot of power in the mid game. That's when I feel France's strength peaks before it gets dwarfed by other nations. And again, I'm talking about the real France, if it's played by me or something. If I go the Napoleon path, the communist path, or the nationalist path. I'm not talking about when AI France falls to pieces in 6 weeks. I'm not talking about that kind of France. Maybe I'll put Vichy France on here if I rework this video later, but for now it's just normal France at the beginning of the game, what I think of it to play as. Now, on to the rankings. There were 9 different positions. Alsa getting 9th place out of all of them. And then Canada, Mexico, and Ethiopia tying for 8th with 7 points each. Afghanistan somehow managing to get 8. And Communist China got 6th place with 9 points. Czechoslovakia got 5th place, 10 points. USA, Poland, China, and France all got 4th place with 11 points each. Hungary, Brazil, and Japan, along with Finland, ended up getting all tied for 3rd place with 12 points each. Germany, Italy, the UK, and Turkey, surprisingly, all managed to get 2nd place and tied for 2nd place with 13 points each. While the winner was the USSR with 14 points. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you enjoyed watching me rank all of the nations. If you have any suggestions on what I should do next, because I don't normally make videos like these all the time, tell me in the comments. If you like the video, hit the like button, and also please subscribe, because quite literally 0.5% of my audience is subscribed right now. So it'd be awesome if you could do that. Anyways, That's all for the video.